Do you need to forget everything you thought you knew about developed and developing nations? Because that is an old story. It's incomplete. Behind the scenes of globalization lies a powerful framework that explains why wealth, technology, and power still cluster in certain parts of the world, while others struggle to catch up. This is Frank's core periphery model, and today, we're uncovering how it shapes our world. Understanding this model in today's context just might change how we see global inequality and our place in it. Let's rewind for a second. The core periphery model, rooted in dependency theory and advanced by scholars like Andre Gunder Frank, helps explain the persistent gap between rich and poor nations. At its heart, the model divides the world into three parts. The core: economically dominant nations with advanced industries and global influence. The periphery: nations that supply raw materials, cheap labor, and resources. The semi-periphery: countries caught somewhere in between, balancing dependency and growth. Even though this model dates back to the 1960s, its message still hits hard today. Global inequality isn't random. It's systemic. So who sits at the core in the modern era? Think of nations like the United States, Germany, and China. Hubs of technology, finance, and innovation. But there's a twist. Today's core powers aren't just about physical industry. They dominate information through control of AI, automation, and data infrastructure. These nations shape the global economy, often consolidating wealth and decision-making power. The result? Core nations don't just manufacture. They design, program, and own the systems that the rest of the world relies on. Meanwhile, the periphery continues to provide the foundation of the global system through resource extraction, low-wage manufacturing, and industries most exposed to climate change. Nations like Bangladesh, Zambia, and Cambodia often bear the environmental and economic costs of supplying the core's endless demand. Then we have the semi-periphery: countries like India, Brazil, and Mexico. They're growing tech sectors and industries, but they still face dependency on core nations for finance, software, and global markets. Even when these nations appear developed, global supply chains keep them tied to the core. Exporting labor, importing technology. Technology promised to bridge the gap, but instead, it's created a new kind of divide. On one hand, digital connectivity gives peripheral regions access to markets, education, and entrepreneurship. But on the other, the digital divide keeps billions excluded from those opportunities. And now, a new phenomenon: digital colonialism, where core tech giants collect data and profits from users around the world, while peripheral economies see little return. In the digital age, power isn't just measured in GDP. It's measured in data ownership. So how do we change this? Across the world, peripheral nations are diversifying their economies by investing in renewable energy, education, and technology. Some are forming regional alliances to reduce reliance on core markets. International efforts like fair trade, South-South cooperation, and sustainable development initiatives aim to rebalance global relationships. But the first step? Understanding the core periphery model and recognizing how global systems shape opportunity, because awareness is power. And power, shared fairly, can transform the world. The core periphery model isn't just a theory. It's the story of our world in motion. By seeing how these forces operate today, we can start to rewrite that story toward one that's more balanced, fair, and sustainable. If you have found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Thanks for watching.